All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your Best Life Defined. I am feeling amazing. I'm not sure exactly where all this energy is coming from, but you better watch out because it's coming your way. Let's go ahead and talk about this. I was thinking about, well, how did Sandy and I do it? I think there was a ongoing conversation from the day we actually got married. We fell in love. She was 14. I was barely 16. And we fell in love. And by the time she was 16, I had just turned 18. We got married. And I remember the night of our wedding, we agreed that we would not be a statistic. We would not allow what most people expected to happen in our relationship. Was it close? Yeah, there were times when either one of us or both of us were actually just sitting there thinking, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. When I think about it, I guess the only thing that kept us together in those really rocky times was we were both so scared because we really didn't have any point of reference. Neither one of us had had an adult relationship outside our marriage. Right? So you sit there and you look at it and you're like, how did we do it? I think for me, Sandy's got a little different story and she would have to tell hers. But for me, I used to think I was the shit. I mean, I did. I show up and I was like, I don't know where I got it, but there was just something about me. I'm like, yeah, maybe I watched too many Billy Jack movies or something. But I was this cocky little kid. And partly it was because when I was younger, after my parents got a divorce, I spent a lot of time being the new kid. Spent a lot of time having to strut my stuff among people that didn't like me, kids who were like, you're different. And I was different. I had red hair. I had freckles. I don't know. I was a new kid. I tried to pull that off, that red hair and freckles in Broomfield, New Mexico. I love my Native American brothers, I do. But man, those dudes are mean, right? Especially to a red-headed, freckle-faced kid, right? Just the way it is, just how they were raised, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. I don't mind it. In fact, some would say, well, that's too bad. You kind of had to hold your own. That's where I've discovered that it's okay to get your ass kicked. It's okay for life to knock you down, because that's what life does. That's what doing things you've never done before does. I remember I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm this, I'm that. Ask my parents, everyone who knows me, even in the federal prison, the one thing you could count on was I was going to be at the center of the room. I was going to be the loudest. I was going to be the guy that made the noise. I was going to be the warrior. I'd stand up for the cause, which didn't always work for me. Sometimes I stood up for the cause and I got my ass kicked. It all came down to this. I was over there going, hell, I'm great. Hell, I'm great. Hell, I'm great. The reason I did it was no one else was doing it. I looked around. There were people in my life who said, hey, you're pretty cool. I love you. You're going to be amazing. There were plenty of people who loved me. But no one ever told me. No one ever said to me, and I wish they had, you can do so much better than what you're doing. If someone had told me, no, Chris, stop. You can be anything. Where I lucked out was I figured it out. I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly happened. Sandy says we're going to have another baby. I said, hip, hip, hooray. And then I realized I didn't have the money to support another baby. So what did I do? I put my big boy pants on. I said, all right, it's time to dig in. What can I do to change this? What action can I take to change this? And while I was going through that thing where I'm going to school and I'm working, I'm doing all the stuff I do, guess what? I'm running around telling everybody about how great I am going to be at this. I'm even telling myself, I got all these stories going in my head about how amazing it's going to be when I get that job, when I become a deputy sheriff, and I can work when it snows, and I can work when it rains. And when it's hot, I just go inside an air-conditioned jail. Talking about me, whoo, tooting my horn. That's what we're talking about here, right? That's what we're talking about here. How many times in your day do you toot your horn? And I'm not just talking about the I'm gonnas. Okay, you got that group of people who they spend their entire life talking about what they're gonna do. I'm talking about those people who show up every day, no matter where they're at, they're everywhere, because there are people who just figured it out. They just figured out that if I'm going to get shit done, I've got to do it, right? And they show up, and no matter where they are, they make an announcement. I'm going to be a backpack salesman. I'm going to do a podcast. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a concrete contractor. I'm a general contractor. It's not I'm gonna, it's I am. There was nothing in me with any of that, and even this, where I ever believed I was going to be a failure. If you can't celebrate you, if you can't wake up every day and see your true potential, to embrace within yourself that, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I will change this, and I will change it today. The world isn't going to ever view you as amazing. There's sometimes, even when you are grinding it out and you know you are doing more than everyone else, the world is not going to say, no one is going to say, hell yeah, I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I dig it. That's up to you. I mean, let's look at history right here. 331 podcasts. I've got about 4,500 downloads. Everyone that should listen to this podcast, the entire world needs to listen to this message, learn this message from someone. And believe me, I won't be offended if you learn it from someone else. Go to Tony Robbins or Dave Ramsey or whoever you need to go to connect in a way that makes you realize that, you know what? You're amazing. Do something with it. Just the fact that you wake up every day, that you have one more day to impact your life and the lives of those around you, make you amazing. But you got to believe it. You know why? One of the things that amazes me. It doesn't amaze me. It's just kind of a peculiar characteristic of tough guys. Wrestlers, MMA fighters, they have this attitude about them where it's just like, I'll kick your ass, right? It's just a no bullshit attitude, almost like a banty rooster walking around just wanting to slap somebody, right? You have to have that. You have to have that. The world, the life requires it. The universe requires it. The meek walk into any group and be the mouse. No one even notices you. People look at you and they say, there you go. You be like him. And again, I'm sure some people say, well, that's mean. Well, I don't know. I fall back on when we talk about this attitude and how to live your best life. Living your best life is just having the balls to do the stuff you want to do. Having the balls to do the stuff that inspires you, that makes you go, okay, here we go, that works. Hell yeah, let's do that. Without giving a shit about what anyone else says, what anyone else thinks of your actions. Now, let me back it up here a minute, because I want to make this clear. This is not to say that you can do things that infringe on the rights of others or do things that are not productive. You can tell the world whatever you want and make an excuse for why you drink a handle of vodka every day. That's not living your best life. That's cutting your life short. I'm talking about choices and decisions that allow you to grow so that the life you experience changes. It gets better. Toot your horn. Go ahead. Do it. Hit that horn. Tell people how great you are. There's another part of that that's really cool. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but you set the stage for the path you have to go down. I started talking about this early on. I don't know if you go back to the early podcast, but I started mentioning the 365 early on. You know why? Pin me down. To pin my butt down to that commitment. I said it early. Last thing I'm going to have anyone do is say, oh, he didn't make it. He didn't make it. I was tooting my horn. I'm saying, look what I can do. What about you? What can you do? I don't mind. Jump in here. Jump in here. I'm going to challenge you on this because guess what? The other thing that we need to think about is no matter what happens in my life, no matter what happens, this thing I do today is done. And it's one step closer to, I don't know, maybe it's one step closer to helping you say, I want to play a little more. I don't want to work quite so hard. Maybe I don't want to wake up to the prospect of having a job that's connected to who I am, that inspires me, that I truly enjoy. It's not always about the money. It's about making the choices that you do make fit you, not the world. Making choices that fit who you are. There's no argument about why I'm here. Doesn't matter what those early podcasts look like. I think I own this. I own it. This is mine. I'm fine with whatever comes out of here, because guess what? I decided that as a part of my life, I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to do what I can to inspire others to say it. To say, thanks, Chris, you changed my life. Kind of a grandiose plan, some would say. I don't know. I look at it and I can't think of a better way to spend my time. But to show up every day and say, hey, how you doing? How's your life? How's your family? Here's an idea. Here's a thought. Here's something that you can do so that you can wake up and say, wow, look what we did. Oh, that's so cool. It feels so good. All right. I'm not the only one. I'm fortunate because I look at amazing people all around me. I've listened to, God, so many Audible books, and I've learned so much about myself and about the world and about what's possible. I just can't help it. I can't help but be excited because, man, I am the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, that is the honest to God's truth. And I'll fail. I'm going to fail at all kinds of things. I don't know. But it's okay. That doesn't change my greatness. It doesn't change the fact that, look what I've done. Jump in there. Jump in there and ask yourself, who do I want to be? What would I like to spend my time doing? How great am I? Find the courage to sing your own song. Find the courage to say, yes, I can do it. I'm not stopping. I know the world's out there and they're going to criticize me, and that's just tough. I'm going to keep moving because I'm doing this for me, and it's because I deserve it, right? Because I'm amazing. Start there. Start there. I guarantee you, once you start that ball rolling, you will not stop. Once you get a taste of that first win, that first opportunity for you to say, damn, that was cool, you won't stop. I hope you do it. I hope today's the day. I hope today's the day that you stop procrastinating and you start saying, okay, it's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to make something in my life better. And I hope you'll do it. I hope I've inspired you, or hope you find the inspiration. Like I said, it doesn't have to come from me. Search for it. Find it. Find what fits. That story that motivates you to do what you should do, or do what you dream of doing, so you go after it. I'll be right here. Go check it out. If you come back, and I'll be here. I guarantee that. So keep that in mind. Let's not forget the kindness. It's what makes the world go round, or at least it's what should make the world go round. So till next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.